Hey there, it's Mark from MENWHOBULLET. Thanks so much for checking out today's video where we're going to be creating 12 quick and easy headers that you can use inside of your bullet journal right away. Whether you're new to bullet journaling or you've been doing it for a while, these really minimalistic and easy headers are great to add to your daily and your weekly logs as well. And we're going to be doing it in a very simple way because that's my style. We're going to be using one pen, one highlighter, so go ahead and grab yours and let's go ahead and get this done together, starting right now.
So to get started with this is the Archer & Olive B5 Neapolitan desk pad. And what I did is I went in and I just sized out how many squares are across top to bottom and left to right. Since I'm using this horizontally, I just turned it to the side to get the numbers that I need to get the 12 spaces for today. As I mentioned, the pen that we're going to be using is just my everyday go-to. It's the Uniball Signo DX. Absolutely love this pen. And then also we're going to use a mild liner today in this bright color here to go ahead and add some accents throughout. As I mentioned, you don't need these certain materials to do this, but having an extra highlighter around in any kind of pen is super helpful. So the first one that we're going to do here is just using cursive handwriting. If you haven't used cursive in quite some time, just doing some hand lettering can really make a page stand out a little bit. We're also doing this because the next one that we're going to do is using that as the base. Now for this one, we're going to be doing faux calligraphy. So if you don't have brush pens, if you don't feel comfortable using a brush pen just yet, this is a really great way to get that brush pen look without having to have a lot of the skill. All you have to do is write out your headline in cursive first, and then everywhere that you would have a downstroke, which is usually going to be on the edges of your letters, you're just going to draw a little bit of an extra line down or through the different spaces. Inside of any circle, I like to draw the extra space on the inside of the circle. Any line, I like to draw it on the outside of the line. By doing this, you're giving yourself kind of an outline to follow, and then what you'll do is go in with your pen and just color in all of those spaces, and then you'll get the thick and thins as you see with hand lettering and calligraphy. Now for this third one, what I'm going to do is do a similar type thing. I'm going to use the highlighter though, and I'm going to use cursive to write out my headline. You can use any type of highlighter for this. A chiseled edge would work just as well as this point. And then what I'm going to do is take my pen and then I'm going to go over the highlighted area with my pen. And as you can see, it gives a really cool highlighted outline here as you go through. You can make those lines as thin or as thick as you want. You could also go in reverse if you wanted to and write with your pen first and then go over your lines with your highlighter. Because I write in all caps, my handwriting isn't always easy to differentiate. So one thing that I've been doing recently is just changing the size of my letters as I write. So in this case, I'll draw a large H, a smaller E, a larger A, a smaller D, and so on as I write out the rest of that headline. So for our fifth headline here, I'm going to start encapsulating some of our headlines. Drawing shapes and boxes around your header is another great way to really bring them out and show that they're an important piece of your page. Now for this one, I'm leaving a little bit of space here at the top because I'm going to draw kind of like a bubble here. This could also be a circle or it could be used as a tag or something along those lines. And if at any point you want a darker line or a darker font, just go over top of your lettering or your shapes again with your pen to get a little bit of a thicker line there. Now for the sixth one, what we're going to do is write out our headline and then we're going to put a rectangle around it. And then on the lower left hand side, we're going to move about 1 square over or so from the edge and draw a straight line down. And then we're going to draw another rectangle all the way over past the right hand side of our page. And about the same space from the top right down, we're going to draw a line out and connect our rectangle here. And then you could use a color underneath this if you wanted to, but what I like to do is just use my pen, put some diagonal lines in here, and it gives this really cool design looking drop shadow. But if you want to do a colored drop shadow, here's an easy way you can use your pen and highlighter to do that. So we're going to write out our headline again, and we're going to put a rectangle around it. And instead of using our pen to create that, what we're going to do is take our highlighter and just draw right underneath the bottom all the way across and then up the right hand side. This just helps to elevate your headline just a little bit more, and you could do this in a darker color or any color that you like. So the next thing that we're going to do here is draw a flag. These are really hard for me to draw at first because I couldn't quite get them right, so hopefully I can help you create these. So we're going to write in our headline and draw another rectangle around it. About halfway down on the right-hand side, we're going to draw a straight line out and create that flag. Now, when we come down on that second flag point, we're going to go just below the rectangle, and then we're going to draw a line up. And then what you're going to do is connect the bottom right-hand corner of your rectangle to the bottom left-hand corner of that flag. And then when you do that, you'll create a little bit of a space there, and I just like to put some diagonal lines to create some shadows. Now let's go ahead and do this, but we're going to create a double flag. So we're going to have a flag on the left and the right. So to do this, we're going to write out our headline again, and we're going to put a rectangle around that. Make sure when you're doing this though, you give yourself enough space on the left and right hand side. Just an important note here. We're going to use the same technique that we used for number 8, but we're going to do it on both sides. For this one though, I'm going to go up instead of down. So about halfway down, I'm drawing my line out. I'm drawing my 2 flags straight across, and about 1 square in from the right hand side, I'm going to draw that line down, and then I'm going to connect the top right corner to the top left corner. And I'll go ahead and do the same thing over on the left hand side, just in reverse, connecting those 2 corner points, and then I'll fill them in again with those diagonal lines, or you could also fill them with a dark color if you wanted to, and now you have a double flag for your headline. So for the 10th one, we're going to create what I would call like a double headline. You might have something smaller like the date or the day of the week you would draw on this headline. And then what we're going to do is draw a larger rectangle kind of outside of this. So you're kind of creating a label within a header. Really quick and easy, and it really helps it stand out. For the 11th one, we're going to write out headline, and then we're just going to put some lights around it. This is another way to bring attention to the title of your page, and this does not take a lot of technique. You're just going to write out your headline. You're going to take your highlighter or marker and just put some dots around your headline, and then come back in with your pen and start just drawing those outline circles around each one of the colored circles that you have. It's totally cool if it's not perfect. I actually love the way things look when color and lines don't exactly match up. And then for this 12th one, what we're going to do, this is another easy one, but I just love creating this because it does look really cool and it's super simple to make. So what we're going to do is write out headline, and then we're going to put a rectangle around this, and then we're going to add just a slight detail on the top of that box. So all I'm going to do is draw a slimmer rectangle on the top of here, and then we're going to fill it in with more of those diagonal lines or any pattern that you want. And then I'll just come back in with a highlighter just to add a pop of color to the page. Once you understand the basics of how you're creating a lot of these headers, you can take them in any way that you want. Here's an example of how I've used similar styles to this in bullet journals. This is just a 1-page spread that I have. As you see, I created a thin, long rectangle with that drop shadow, and then just do a small line on the right-hand side to put a date inside of.
I hope that you found some inspiration from today's video and could find these useful inside of your own bullet journal. If you liked this video, make sure to check out these above, where I have some other bullet journal ideas that you can incorporate inside of your bullet journal today as well. If you haven't done so already, make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you like what we did here. And if you haven't done so already, consider subscribing to this channel. I have new videos for you every single Friday with some bonus weekend videos too. And you can tap that bell to get notifications of when I have those videos come out. It was great hanging out with you today, and if there's anything else that you're interested in creating inside of your bullet journal, make sure to leave a comment below and let me know what you're interested in, and I'll try my best to incorporate it in future videos. I'll talk with you very soon. Have a good one. See ya.